Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Today we're going to be looking at various mushroom house designs. Now these mushroom houses are designed for camping so that they are completely transportable. Now this one that you see in front of us is the simple design that we have. If we have a look in the box over here, it contains everything that you possibly need. So the shulker box has some mushrooms and some bone meal. All that you need to basically do this is to wait until nighttime, plant the mushroom, use some bone meal, and a mushroom will grow. And that's pretty much it. Now, if we have a look at our design over how this actually works, you'll see quite clearly that it's an open design that you can easily live in without too much issue. And it's quite nice to have. Even the chock box here comes in handy as a bit of a storage device. And you have two beds, so that you can even go camping with a nice, good friend. If you're a bit of a closer sort of friend, feel free to move the beds so that they're closer together, and probably put some blocks over the windows, just to keep things nice and private. Now this house is purely fantastic for being able to strip the whole thing out quite quickly, put it all into a shulker box, and even destroy the mushroom so that you have some more supplies. Now, let me introduce to you the rustic mushroom. This house here is something a little bit more special. So down below we obviously have some alcohol stored away in barrels. As we move up into the top layers here, you'll quite easily see that we've got a nice sort of surrounding view, really taking in the local village that we have nearby. And of course we have a door which in typical builder fashion doesn't actually function. Now some say that we have put in a 2x5 flat screen TV. Some will say that you've placed the pressure plate here far too close to the trapdoors and it keeps on activating them. All I know is that this is a pure, beautiful place in chocolate brown. So you can really enjoy this place because you can take in a fantastic view from your very own tent. There may be some impracticalities as far as mobs being able to try and attack you and things like that. It may not be entirely phantom proof, but that doesn't really matter. Because simply this build is purely fantastic and built to look good so that you can see the nice surrounding nature behind it. Oh, ignore the trapdoor. Obviously I must have opened it. So, yep, ignore it. Okay, well we're moving on to the next one here. So the next house here, in transportable houses, it can only be described as a point of pure brilliance. If you want something that's a little bit more modern, something that's a bit more gorgeous, then we have the very simple modern mushroom house. Now while the mushrooms don't actually take up very much room over the whole build, the rest of the blocks you can simply just mine down and take with you anytime that you want. But it's completely worth it for the extra design that has really gone into this house. Anyone that has this house would be truly happy to live here. Unfortunately, they wouldn't be too happy to move it, but that's a completely different, unrelated story. But that aside, I think as far as camping goes, this is probably the best sort of house/building that you could possibly make. Except for maybe one or two others. Moving on from that one, we have something a little bit better. Maybe you lead a kingdom, maybe you are a bit more rich, maybe you need your own castle. Now, many people have described this build as being quintessentially the Minecraft castle. Other people have described this build as reminding them as being highly reminiscent of something that you would find on a mini golf course. So you'll see quite easily that we barely fit inside, which is much the same as most castles, and inside you'll find two full armor stands with armor and also banners, and even comes with your very own throne chair just in the background there, as you can see. Unfortunately, you can't actually ever sit in it because the lantern's placed at the very worst spot. But by ignoring that, it's quite a nice little build. But that's not all that there is to this house. When you look a little bit further, around the back, we don't have a guillotine. Obviously, this is a child-friendly show with an intended audience of having children. But instead, we have a head-squishing device. So this device is purely to take care of any sort of revolutions that may transpire around your location. Simply just pull the lever, have a entity wherever this head is here, and away you go. End of issues. Obviously that's that little bit of extra care that we've taken to ensure that your throne and lineage is going to continue on for many generations. What if none of that is enough? What if you want something grander, something better? You're an experienced Minecraft player, you need only the best. Simply pull the lever and you'll be taken into a world of pure transportable camping goodness. Now this is our absolute deluxe class. As you can see, moving down the hallway, this is all quartz. To the left hand side, we have our head of security, Mr. Scott Morrison. He's doing a fantastic job today. Been really picking up the game since being back on holidays. Now down here we have another view of our gorgeous village. They've been doing spectacularly well since we've introduced our own charity services to them. We have spent a little bit of the money that has been donated towards us to ensure that the village has survived, and not only that, but thrived under harsh conditions. I think that that's truly a testament to our charitable interests. Now moving on a little bit over here, we have our good friend Mr. Coles. Now, Coles will supply you with anything that you sort of need as far as fruit and veg and things like that goes. I only just realized this the other day, but Coles is actually a Latin word. What does that word actually mean in Latin? Well, apparently penis. Of course, you can expand this even further if you want, but I think that that would be getting a little bit carried away. So I hope that you liked this video, guys. Got a bit of an idea for what kind of portable mushroom houses you can make. Obviously, it's best to try and minimize the size of how big these are so that you can move them from location to location. I probably wouldn't go any larger than this, simply because it may take a little bit extra time to be able to move from place to place. But aside from that, I hope that you've had good fun here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.